Good morning. Oh, it's a dark morning in here today. I'll turn the light up a little bit once I'm not sitting right up against it. Good morning, everyone. I see you coming into the chat room and into the webinar. Welcome to your Friday, May 1st yoga practice. I cannot believe that it's already May 1st. Hi, Jules. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Laura. Amazing. So I'm just setting a mood for myself. I encourage you to do the same for yourself. Create the environment, the temperature, the lights, the blankets, the comfort, the smells that make you feel the way you want to feel today. I'm a big fan of incense. I can't say that my dog is, but I use really pure ones. So there you go. So good morning. Today is Friday, of course, as you know, although I'm not sure Friday has the same feel as it once did. Today is a full body flow. Good morning, Jules. And feel free to hop on and say hello. Good morning, Genevieve. Yeah, so good morning, Christine. What I would say this morning is, of course, having a yoga mat is super helpful. If you don't have one, you can still practice, but just make sure you're in your bare feet. It will make it a lot easier. I would encourage you to also have a couple more things. One would be a rolled up towel or a blanket is just particularly helpful and useful for placing underneath your knees, or also to lie over you when you're on your back. And of course, it is something that you can place under your pelvis when you're sitting, so that when you're forward bending, you can get out of your lower back a little bit more and into your legs. So I would definitely encourage you to have one of these. Plus, if you have a dog, it's someplace for him to lie. And then the second thing I would encourage, I know most of us don't have yoga blocks, but if you do, they're wonderful. But you can have something that functions like yoga blocks. For example, you can have two similarly sized books, or you could have tin cans, or you could have almond milk boxes. You can have anything as long as they're about the same height. The intention of a block or a yoga block is to do the same thing, sorry, Bodhi, to do the same thing that blankets do, which is when we are tight in our back body and we're forward, we tend to be like this. But the minute we can put our hands up onto blocks, we can start to softly bend our knees, and now we tilt our pelvis forward and we are out of our lower back and into our back body more appropriately, probably more comfortably, and it helps us expand into a different part of our physiology and into a different part of our body. So I definitely encourage you to do that if you have them. What else was I going to say this morning? Why don't you go ahead, if you have any questions, you can place them in the chat bar. Otherwise, when you're ready, go ahead and maybe start on your back, lying in Shavasana. Good morning, Patty. It's getting nice and comfortable in whatever position suits you best. One word of caution, which is I want to make sure that you follow the guidance of your own voice inside today in your yoga practice. If something doesn't feel right, if something's not comfortable, if you can just tell that it's just a little beyond where you are today in this moment, because every day that we step onto the yoga mat, we are a different version of ourselves, and the best thing to do is to respect that person that shows up. So root down as much as feels comfortable to you, expand up in the way that feels comfortable to you, and ride the edge of your practice for your practice. So even though I'm in the background and I'm giving cues and I'm encouraging you to expand a little more, ultimately I want you to listen to the sound of your own voice, because that way we don't get heard. We don't get hurt, rather. Amazing. I also won't be playing music in the practice, but you can play music. So if you want to have music in the background, please do that. And if you are going to be listening to this later and following along, we love you just as much. I feel like collectively we are in a practice together, even if we're not all in the same room and even at the same time. So a couple more minutes before we start, but you can start your practice already by just finding a comfortable place to lie down on your yoga mat, letting your feet come out to the edges, toes and ankles falling out to the sides, giving a slight tuck of your shoulder blades underneath your back body, rolling open the fronts of your shoulders, letting your palms open up to the ceiling. Close your eyes. And if being on your back body is not comfortable, feel free to sit up, maybe even with a pillow or rolled up blanket or a towel underneath your sitting bones. Do what feels most comfortable for you. Good morning, Mike. I'm not disappearing, I'm just putting my ponytail up. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me this morning and with each other. Bodhi wants to come up. Good morning, Karen. So today's a full body practice. Let's be honest, when is it not a full body practice? Bobble in my hair. We won't worry about that. So please just come to what's comfortable for you, whether you're lying on your back in Shavasana or you're sitting cross-legged or on your knees with a blanket or a block under your sitting bones. When you can find that spot for you, just take a moment to close your eyes and just notice where you're at. No judgment, don't try and change it. Don't even name it, just notice. How deep is your breath? How grounded do you feel? How's your heart this morning? Create the practice that you need for yourself today and adapt it in whatever way feels most natural to you. I will be teaching to what I consider level 1. I don't even know what that means, but that's what I call it. You have the opportunity to intensify the practice in whatever way feels right to you. And of course, I will be using my voice as best as possible to give you as many modifications as possible in case you want to shift the practice to meet you today, in whatever way that looks like. All right. If you're just joining me now and you're joining us, come to sit in a cross-legged position or begin on your back. Find a nice, gentle, soft place to land. When you're ready, begin to just deepen your breath a little deeper into your belly. Breathing in and out through your nose. Being a bit more intentional with your breath. Closing your eyes if they're not already. And when you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes, stretching your arms up over your head, pressing down through your toes, lengthening out, letting your ribs come up off the ground, and taking a big exhale out your mouth. Listening to what your body needs, creating a little more motion again, stretching out through your toes, lifting your low back off the ground, arching up, reaching back, and then exhaling again through your mouth. When you're ready, bending your knees, placing the soles of your feet on the ground, bringing your arms down beside you. Bringing one knee into your chest, followed by the other, taking hold of the top of your shins and just gently rocking back and forth. Maybe squeezing your knees in just a little more, raising your forehead up to your knees, rolling a little bit tighter, and then exhale, release your head back onto the ground. Holding onto your right knee, lengthen your left leg all the way out to the front of your mat, and then take your right knee, your bent right knee, and bring it all the way across your body towards the left side. Open up your right arm all the way to the right, an option to look to the ceiling or to spin your gaze over to the right-hand side. Open up all the way through the right side body. Starting to deepen your breath into your right rib cage. Inhale, bringing your right knee back up. Inviting your left knee up to join. Give them another squeeze, forehead all the way up to your knees. Exhale, release all the way back down. Lengthen your right leg out, and then take your left knee across your body towards the right-hand side. Stretch your left arm out. Spin your gaze any amount to the left-hand side. Rolling back, bringing both your knees back in. This time squeezing in a little bit more, raising your forehead up to your knees, lengthening your tailbone to the front of the mat. And then exhale, bring both your head back to the mat. Place both your feet back on the ground and just windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Take your feet nice and wide. Back and forth, letting your hips rise a little bit as you go, opening your body up. Bodhi's nice and close today. Bringing your feet back to neutral. Excuse me, Bodhi. Bringing your heels nice and close to the side of your body. Bring your hands down, palms down on either side. Inhale and then exhale, press down into your feet, lift your hips, waving up into bridge. Keeping your gaze nice and neutral, and then exhale, release all the way back down to the ground. This time when you inhale, press down, lift up, and then reach your arms up over top of your head at the same time. Once you get to the top, exhale, roll all the way down, releasing your arms back down beside your body. One more time, press down, lift up, wave up, bring your arms up and over top of your head. Exhale, bring them all the way down, releasing your arms back down to the ground. Placing your hands beside, underneath your thighs or rolling onto your side. Just roll up until you're sitting up onto your sitting bones. Placing your feet on the ground. Placing both of your hands behind your lower back, fingers facing in. Spin your elbows back so they're in alignment with your upper arms. Press down into your feet and lifting your hips up any amount. Coming into reverse table. Option to just keep looking forward or just gently lift your gaze to the ceiling. Exhale all the way down. As soon as your sitting bones hit the ground, press down into your feet. Lift one more time, all the way up, knees tracking in line with your feet. And then exhale all the way down. One more windshield wiping from side to side. Let your feet go nice and wide. Back and forth. Coming to sit in a nice cross-legged seated position. This is a good option for you to sit on the edge of a folded blanket so that you can get your pelvis up a little bit higher. I want you to bring your arms from side to side and then inhale them up and over top of your head. Option to bring your palms together and then exhale, releasing them all the way through the center of your body, past your heart. And when you get in front of your belly, interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward, tip your hips back, chin to chest, reaching forward. Breathing into your back body, separating the ribs. Inhaling, float your arms up, sitting up nice and tall. Let it be slow. Reach up at the very top. Exhale, flip your palms, palms together, all the way through heart center, all the way down. Keep going. Flip your palms, pressing forward, arching back, belly button to spine. Inhale, all the way up. Looking up, exhale, all the way back down. Let it be juicy. Flip your palms, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you go forward. Last time. Inhale, stretch all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Stop right in the middle of your chest. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. Press the palms of your hands together. Broaden through your collarbones. Bring your shoulder blades to sit together in your back body. And set an intention for yourself today. Opening your eyes. Release your hands and bring your hands behind your back body, interlacing your hands together, pressing your index fingers towards the ground and walking them away. Sit up nice and tall. Pressing down with your hands, broadening through your chest, lengthening through the crown of your head. Press a little bit further, create a little more length, opening up the front of your shoulder blades, the front of your shoulders, releasing your arms, bring them all the way up, reach up. Palms together, exhale all the way down, floating forward, walking your fingertips forward. Walk them as far forward as you can. Keeping your sitting bones anchored into the ground. So press back into your sitting bones, reaching forward with your fingertips, and then release your ears between your biceps. Breathe deeply into your back body, filling the space, the back of your ribs. One more deep breath in, and exhale out. Walking your hands back, taking your hands behind your back body, fingers pointing in, set your feet up right in front, coming into reverse table, inhale, exhale, press down, lift up. Option to spin your gaze a little bit higher, press into your feet, lift a little bit more, breathing deep. Exhale all the way down. This time, switching Whichever shin's in front, go to the awkward one. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale your arms either side, look up. Palms together all the way through heart center. Bring it all the way down. This time interlace the awkward way. Other finger on top, index fingers pressing down. Find some length. Pressing back with your fingers, reaching back, opening up through your collarbone. Lifting your crown a little higher. Breathe into the space underneath your collarbones. One more deep breath. Exhale fully. Releasing your hands, walking forward, finding and rooting through your sitting bones, reaching forward, one fingertip at a time, as far forward as you can. Find your length, and then release your head between your biceps. Pressing forward with your fingers, pressing back through your tailbone. Breathing deep, exhaling fully. Walking your hands back, coming back into reverse table one last time. Fingertips facing your glutes. Press down into your feet, hip distance apart. Inhale, exhale, press down, lift up. Lift a little higher. Breathe a little deeper into your chest. One more deep breath in. Press. Feel all four corners of your feet pressing into the mat. Exhale all the way down, crossing your ankles, rolling over your knees, coming into tabletop. If your knees are sensitive, this is a good place for you to use your extra blanket or your hand towel or your folded blanket underneath your knees. Take your feet hip distance apart. Press down firmly into the top of your feet and the front of your shins. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Coming into cat and cow. Inhale, release your pelvis to the ground. Broaden your chest, look forward. Exhale, press into your hands, belly button to spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop down, look forward. Bring your gaze up. Exhale, press down. Press into your hands, feel the space opening between your shoulder blades. And then coming back to neutral. Rooting firmly into your left hand and your right shin. Inhale your right hand forward, palm in, thumb up. Press back with your left leg. Bring your left leg to hip height. Flex your left foot. Press back, reach forward. Hips are square to the mat. Gaze is down to your left hand. Find a little more length. And then exhale, bring your right elbow to your left knee. Curl in. Inhale, reach out. Keep going, back and forth. Curl in, chin to chest, reaching forward. 4 more times. For 4, reach out. 3, find space. 2, this time hold it in, bring your knee a little higher, curve in a little bit more, and then release your hand down and your knee. Find your neutral position. Press firmly into your right hand, left leg, reach your left hand forward. Thumb it up, press back with your right heel. Find the space, one long line from your left fingertips to your right heel. Breathing deeply, keeping your hips square to your mat. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Reach forward, let it be intentional. Curl in. And then expand forward. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last one, hold it in. Bring your knee up a little higher. Curl in a little bit more. Exhale, release your hands down. Separate your knees and then bring your sitting bones all the way back to your heels. Coming into child's pose. Reaching your hands forward, keeping it a bit more active, and then releasing your head between your biceps. So this is child's pose, and as you know, it's probably my favorite posture. I will cue it occasionally during practice, but you get to cue it for yourself whenever you feel like it. Knees apart, feet together, releasing forward will open up more space into your lower back. Keeping your knees together and your ankles together allows you to open up through the shoulder blades. Arms forward, more active. Arms back beside you, palms up, more restorative. You choose this, and as we're vinyasa, when we're doing our vinyasa flows, and I'm cueing tabletop, plank, and either cobra or upward dog, you can simply say, nope, don't think so, and you can release back into your downward facing dog, or you can simply come into child's pose for a few breaths. Right? Keeping your hands forward, lifting your head just a moment, walking your hands all the way through to the right-hand side, reaching forward with your left fingertips, sitting back, left sitting bone to your left heel. Breathe into the space all the way under your left armpit, all the way down to the waist. Breathing deeply, feeling the expansion. Walking your hands all the way back, going all the way to the left-hand side. This time, accentuating your right arm forward, sitting your right sitting bone back. Beautiful. Walking it back to center, walking yourself back up, coming to sit, bring your knees together, and coming to sit on your knees and stretch your right foot out directly in line with your right hip. So one long line all the way down from the left shin, left knee, all the way. Reaching to the right with your right hand. Inhale your left arm up and over top your head. Exhale, bring your left hand down, reach your right arm up and over top. One long line. Keep going. Sit up, reach over to the right-hand side. Exhale, all the way down, reach over with the right hand. Keep going for 4 and 3. Right arm, right leg is straight. For 2. Find the dynamic movement. And last one, this time reach over, make it nice and slow and juicy. Option to spin your gaze up. Release your hand down, bring your right leg in, and then stretch your left leg out. So finding your foundation, your toes of your left foot should be in alignment with your right knee. Stretch your left arm out, reach your right arm up and over top your head. Find the space. Inhale to center, exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Keep going. Reaching up, like you're between panes of glass. You're in a nice lateral bend position. Keep going, finding your space, finding your stability. 3 more. And 2. Last one, you're going to stretch all the way over to the left-hand side. Find the space. And then bringing your right hand down, bring your left knee back in, knees together, feet together, releasing back all the way down into child's pose. Take your hands behind you, flip your palms to the ceiling. Breathing deep all the way into your back body. Inhaling to come sit up, tucking your toes, bringing your knees to hip distance, tuck your toes underneath you. So being able to create mobility in your feet and your ankles is really important. So I like to ask, what would your inner elder want you to know? Your inner elder would want you to know that maintaining strength and stability in your hips, in your knees, and in your feet is so important to how you will show up for yourself later in life. So if you find this difficult, don't avoid it. Just do it a little bit at a time every day so you can get your mobility back, okay? Inhale your arms to the side. We've been here before. Inhale all the way up, stretch up, look up, hands together. Exhale, bring your hands all the way to your chest. Exhale, fingers together, pressing forward, hinging back, chin to chest. Inhale, go a little more, reach up. Exhale, flip your palms, hands all the way down. Keep going for 2 more. Pressing forward with your palms, letting your hips wave back, belly button to spine. Inhale, arch all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pressing forward last time, reaching back, feeling the separation of your shoulder blades. Inhale, all the way up, one large arc. Exhale, hands to heart center, bringing your hands behind you, interlacing your palms, pressing your fingers back, looking forward, broadening through your chest. This is a back bend. Exhale, folding forward, placing the crown of your head, half a foot in front of your knees, rolling onto your crown, lifting your pelvis up to the sky, letting your hands go any amount over your head. Coming into rabbit. Breathing deep. Exhale, coming all the way back. Placing your hands down, setting up for downward facing dog. Go a little wider. Both your fingers nice. All your fingers are spread apart. Your front of your wrists are parallel with the front of your mat. Walk your knees back just a little bit. Tuck your toes. Exhale and lift your hips to the sky. Start by walking your dog. Lengthening one heel towards the ground, straightening that leg, bending the other, taking the time to go the other way. Back and forth. Taking a peek down, making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. And then looking forward, making sure both of your hands are on the same line. All of the pads of your knuckles are making contact with the ground. And your head is resting between your biceps. Bend your knees, lifting your sitting bones towards the sky. Keep going back and forth. Stilling your downward facing dog. Pressing back with your heels, lifting up with your sitting bones. Finding your hands, pressing firmly. And then looking forward, waving forward into plank. So finding your plank where your wrists are directly under your shoulders, your crown is pressing forward, your heels are pressing back. Option to release your knees to the mat, otherwise staying in one long line. Exhale, coming back into downward facing dog, bend your knees. Chest all the way to your thighs, crouching at the back of your mat. Inhaling, waving forward, exaggerate it. Tipping forward on your toes, all the way into plank. Don't let your pelvis drop. Firm up the front of your legs, lift your kneecaps, belly button to spine. Exhale all the way back. Once you get back, bend your knees. All the way down into a crouch. Spring forward, rolling forward, waving forward. Finding your strength. Holding it for just a moment, feeling all parts of your body. Exhale all the way back. This time looking forward, walking your feet to your hands at the top of your mat, bringing your feet hip distance apart, releasing your crown all the way to the floor. Bend your knees. Rocking back and forth. Option to place your hands on your blocks if that feels better. An option to rest your chest on your knees and your thighs if that feels better. So if you feel a tremendous amount of tension down your back of your legs and even into your back body, feel free to bend significantly. Whatever you're doing, just release your head. Make sure there's no wrinkles in the back of your neck. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands up your shins, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Your head is the last to rise. Once you get to the top, looking forward, opening your hands to the sides in your Tadasana. Reach your arms up, all the way up on either side. Look up, fingers spread apart. Exhale, hands to heart center. Releasing your hands one more time. Inhale, arms up, both sides. Look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Keep flowing all the way down. Bend your knees into a forward fold. This time, inhaling to a halfway lift, hands to your shins or blocks. Press your hands into your shins, lengthen your body. Keep your knees bent if that's what feels better. Exhale, forward fold. Let it be deliberate. Inhale, rolling up, reaching up. Hands up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, keeping your palms pressing together, close your eyes. Finding your grounding. Feel that your inner and outer toe mounds and the inner and outer heels are making contact with the ground. You're lifting your arches, engaging the front of your thighs. Letting your tailbone reach down to the ground, crown lifting to the sky. Open your eyes, hands to the side, reach up, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, reach back with your right foot all the way to the ground, release your knee to the mat, and come to sit up. Keep your toe tucked this time. So instead of being in a crescent lunge like I often do, we're going to keep our toe tucked. Feel free to put something under your knees and just lift your body up a little bit more. Okay, so looking forward, hands on your hips. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Releasing your hands behind your back. Interlace, broaden your chest, lift your chest to the sky. Releasing your hands, placing your right hand inside your left foot. Inhale your left arm, opening up, revolving your twist to the left-hand side. Press down into your right hand, hand on the floor, hand on a block, reaching your left fingertips up. Exhale, left hand down, press down into both your hands, tuck your right toes, lift back, come back to plank, release your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, and come down in one long line. Come all the way to rest on your belly. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart, hands beside your face. Press down into your feet, inhale, exhale, press down into your hands, lift your body up. Using your back body, the strength of your back body. Looking forward, breathing deeply, exhaling fully. Releasing all the way down, hands on either side, coming back to your tabletop and lifting to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg back, exhale, right foot through to right hand, release your knee to the mat, keep your back toe tucked. Inhale, bringing your hips on either side. Bringing your hands on your hips. Taking a moment to center down, rising up to your crown. Inhale your arms up, reach up. Finding the space in your shoulders where your fingers can reach up, but your shoulders stay grounded. Exhale, hands to heart center, releasing your hands behind your back, opposite grip. Interlace your hands, point your fingertips down to the ground, index fingers back, broaden through your chest. Lift up, gentle back bend. Feel the weight into your right foot, feel the weight into your left shin and knee. Releasing your hands, place your left hand down and the inside of your right foot. Inhale your right arm up to the ceiling. Stacking your right shoulder over top of your left. Finding the length. Keeping your head in alignment with your spine. Press down with your left hand, reach up with your right. One more breath. Exhale, hand down, tuck your left toes, place your hands on either side. This time spring forward to the front of your mat, coming into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Hands to heart center. This time while you're up here, inhale your arms up, interlace your hands above your head, pressing your pointer fingers up, bringing your feet hip distance apart. Ground down into your feet, lifting up. Exhale, side bending to the right. Pressing your hips to the left, still feeling all four corners of your feet. Inhale for a little more length. Exhale for a little more bend. Inhale back to center. Lifting up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Feeling your breath, noticing that it's a little harder to breathe. Just do your best. Inhale for length. Exhale, side bend a little more to the left, and then lift up. Hands to heart center. Reach up, lift up. Exhale to fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, reach back with your left foot. Keep your toe tucked, left knee to the mat. Inhale your arms up. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, this time hinging forward, placing your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Pressing your elbow into your knee, spinning your body open to the right-hand side. Palms stacking on one another, pressing your palms together, opening your chest to the right. Don't collapse into your legs. Use the strength of your legs to build your upper body strength. One more breath. Exhale fully. Releasing the stretch, coming back, reaching up one more time. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Finding your plank, releasing your knees, releasing all the way down. This time, bringing your palms out to the side, off of your mat, up on fingertips. Placing and rooting down into your feet. Inhale, waving up. Reaching forward, broadening through your collarbones. Bringing your shoulder blades all the way back and down. Exhale, fold all the way down. Pressing down with your hands and knees, lifting back up, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your left leg back. Exhale, left foot through the left hand. Release your right knee to the mat, keep your toe tucked. Inhale, hands to both sides of your hips. Sitting up nice and tall. If you're feeling the compression into your lower body, lift up out of your pelvis. Press down, lift up a little bit more. Inhale your arms up. Reach up. Looking forward, try to contain your front ribs. So don't feel like your belly is jutting forward. Pull it in a little bit. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Press into your hands. Spin your body open to the left. Bring your gaze any amount over your left shoulder. Finding the length. Breathe a little deeper. And release it. Come back. Inhale your arms up. Fingers apart. Exhale, hands down. This time, springing forward to the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Release your head all the way down. Option to take palms to either one of your elbows. Releasing your head between your biceps. Finding your bent knees. Rocking forward and back on your feet. Releasing your hands down, lifting halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Inhaling, reverse swan all the way up. Hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Placing your hands behind your back, interlace your hands, opposite way. Inhale, press down, lift up. Exhale, bend your knees. Come all the way forward into a forward fold. Arms go up and over top of your head any amount. Lift your shoulders out of your ears. Option to just keep your hands down if it's too much on your shoulders. Otherwise, inhale to halfway lift. Skier's pose. Bend your knees so that you're pressing forward with your crown and lifting back through your sitting bone. Exhale all the way back into forward fold. Release your hands. Take a big step back with your right foot, followed by your left, coming into plank. Options for the rest of the practice to do what we've been doing, which is to release your knees, come all the way down, and coming either into rolling cobra with your hands on either side, or cobra, lifting up, and then exhaling through tabletop to downward facing dog. I know you're still in plank. Or being in plank, tip forward onto your toes, come down into chaturanga, flip your feet, press up into upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, roll over your toes, and everyone meeting back in downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe take a letting go breath, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Let's do one more. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale your right foot back. Exhale, right foot through to right hand, going into warrior one. Placing your right foot forward, spin your back heel down on a 45. Heel to heel alignment. Inhaling with your hands on your hips. Coming up into warrior one. So warrior one is a closed hip. So when we're in warrior two, we're very open this way. In warrior one, our hips are trying to come forward in the mat. And if this is uncomfortable for you in your back left knee, for whatever reason, then instead, you're gonna pop your back heel up so that you're in a high lunge. And if you're in a high lunge, you're still gonna have a nice strong bend in your right knee, but you're gonna be pressing your heel back with your heel over top of your toes. Otherwise, coming into a more traditional warrior one, your heel's gonna be down, and then you're gonna inhale your arms up. Reach up, contain your ribs. Wherever you are, placing your hands together through heart center. Bring your hands behind you, interlace. Inhale for length, back bend in the amount. Exhale, humble warrior. Feet are the same, hinge forward. Right shoulder inside, right knee. Release your crown all the way towards your right foot. And allow your hands to go up and over top your head. Humble warrior. Don't forget your feet. Press back through your outer left foot. One more breath. Inhale, hinging forward. Come on up. Releasing your hands, hands over top. Inhale, press down with your feet, lift up. Exhale, hands down. Release your hands back to the mat, step back to plank. Come through your vinyasa and meet in downward facing dog. Take your time, one breath through every motion. Walking your feet to either side of your yoga mat, just shorten your stance a little bit. Press back, so you're in a shortened downward facing dog. Finding your hands, inhale your right hand through across to your left shin, your left knee, your left thigh. Press back through your sitting bones. Option to look underneath your left arm. Don't collapse your shoulder. One more deep breath in. Releasing your right hand back. Exhaling and pressing your left hand across underneath to your right shin, right knee, whatever you can hold on to. Press back with your right hand. Lift your pelvis to the sky. Feeling the balance between both your feet. Option to look underneath your right armpit. Releasing your left hand back, stepping your foot back into a regular downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot through to left hand. Spin your back heel down on a 45-degree angle. Get your body set up, then inhale your hands to your hips, coming into warrior one on the left. Bringing your left hip back, right hip forward. And when you're ready, inhaling your arms up, reach up. Contain your ribs. Press a little further into your left knee, making sure your left knee is tracking forward of your second and third toe on your left side. Exhale, hands behind your back, awkward grip. Press down with your fingertips, lift your chest to the sky. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward. Humble warrior, left shoulder inside left knee. Crown of your head reaching towards your left foot. Bringing your hands up and over your top of your head any amount. Contain your left hip, bring it back in line. Find your feet. Pressing firmly back to the outer line of your right foot. Not collapsing. One more deep breath in. Exhale, hinging back up. All the way back up. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Come through your vinyasa or skip it and meet in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Option to come into child's pose. Make sure you're practicing Ujjayi breathing, which is a common breath in yoga. Breathing in and breathing out through your nose. Gentle constriction in the back of your throat, which makes a slightly audible sound, almost like you're fogging up a mirror, or you might be related to Darth Vader. That's Ujjayi breathing. It's a heating breath, and it's calming on your nervous system as you're going through your yoga practice. Looking forward, stepping or jumping to the front of your mat into halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan, all the way up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, bring your hands behind your back. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold, nice deep bend, all the way down. Hands over top. Inhale to halfway lift, fingers reaching back. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Release your knees to the mat and come down in one long line. Make sure that your feet are nice and separate. Tops of your feet rooted firmly. Bring your hands beside your side body. So palms facing in, thumbs towards the ground, middle fingers towards the sky. What you're gonna do is you're gonna press down into the tops of your feet, press down into your pelvis, and inhale, lift your upper body. Lift your upper body up, reaching your fingertips towards your toes. Lift a little higher. One more breath. And exhale all the way down, releasing your arms. Take your cheek to the side of the mat. Let your feet fall to the side. Placing your chin back on the mat. Setting your arms up to the side, reaching back. Inhaling, pressing down into your feet. Exhale, lift your upper body. Lift a little higher. Gaze going forward. Press into your feet. Feel your kneecaps lift. Reach back with your fingertips. A little higher. One more breath. And exhale, come all the way down, opposite cheek to the mat. Release your shoulders. Let your feet fall to the side. Feel your heartbeat into the ground. Such a beautiful reminder of being alive. Bring your gaze forward. Option to do what we just did for one more round, or to bend both of your legs. Reach back with your hands on the outside of your ankles. This time, pressing down into your knees, pressing your feet into your hands, lift your upper body up. Option to look forward, raising your knees up. Coming into upward bow. Kicking your feet into your hands into your feet, lifting your chest up, raising your crown to the sky for one more breath. Go a little higher. Exhale, and controlled, release your feet, release your hands, release your cheek to the mat. Placing your hands on either side of your shoulders, pressing back through tabletop, knees nice and wide, and come back into child's pose. Option to stack your palms if that feels comfortable, and release your forehead to your palms. Raising back up, setting your hands back up, coming back into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and press back. Inhale your right leg up, stacking your right hip on top of your left. Knee, bend your knee, raise your knee to the sky. Pressing firmly through both of your arms. Left heel coming towards the mat, right knee reaching up. Lengthen your right leg. Exhale, bring your right foot through to your right hand. Warrior two. So spin your back heel down on a 90-degree angle. Heel of your front foot in alignment with the arch of your left. Inhale your left arm up, over, and back. Right arm coming forward. Spin your gaze over your right fingertips. Relax your shoulders down. Pressing back, left straight leg. Feeling the outer line of your left foot. Bending forward into your right knee. Making sure your right knee is tracking forward, not bending in. Straighten your right leg into triangle, reaching forward with your right hand. Coming forward, hinging forward as much as you can, releasing your right hand down to your shin, your thigh, or a block, or all the way down to the ground. Inhale your arm up over top of your shoulders, or inhale it up and over top of your head. Whatever you're doing, keep your left shoulder down as your left hand reaches forward. Option to spin your gaze up onto your left arm. Feel the scissoring action of your feet. Both legs are straight. One more deep breath in. Inhale your arms back. Come back into warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Flip your right palm. Reach back. Bend into your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Inhaling into your right rib cage. Exhaling, coming back to warrior two. Releasing your right elbow to your knee. Inhaling your left arm up and over top of your head. Reaching up. One long line from your left foot to your left fingertips. Keep your head in alignment with your spine. Keeping the strength of your legs. Back to warrior two. Feeling your upper body just flow back and forth as your lower body stays in warrior two. Exhale, bring both hands down on either side of your right foot. Step back to plank and flow, or come back and meet in downward facing dog. When you start to get tired, modify your flow or skip it altogether. This time, inhale your left leg up, stack your left hip on top of your right, bend your left knee, reach your knee to the sky, find the balance of your shoulders, both shoulders square into the front of the mat. No collapsing in your right side. And a little more length, lift your knee a little higher, lengthen your left leg, bring it all the way through to your left hand, setting up for warrior two on the opposite side. Find your feet. Spin your right arm up, over top, all the way behind you, left arm forward, warrior two. Hips are opening to the right hand side of your mat. Relax your breath. Your arms are getting tired. You can bring your hands down to your hips. When you're ready, straighten your left leg. Hinge forward, all the way forward with your left arm. And then when you're ready, release your left hand down to the mat, to the floor, to your shin, to your thigh. Reach up with your right hand, stacking your shoulders, or option to bring your right hand all the way up over top of your head. Option to gaze up under your right arm. You're so strong. One more breath. Spin your right arm back, bend into your left knee, come back into warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Bring your left palm up over top of your head. Keep the bend in your left knee. Press into your left foot, reach up with your left hand. Come back to warrior two. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhale, your right arm up and over top of your head. Find the length. Barely press into your left elbow. Find the strength of your legs. Engage your torso. Option to look up any amount towards the ceiling. Keeping your lower body still. Spin your right hand back up into warrior two. Exhale, spin both hands down. Flip your foot, step back to plank and vinyasa, or meet in downward facing dog. Take your hands nice and wide. Bend your knees. Lift your hips to the sky. Spin your biceps towards the ceiling. Inner biceps rotating up to the sky. Three more breaths. Looking forward. Walk or hop to the front of your mat into forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan. Come all the way up. Look up. Hands to heart center and then exhale. Spin your arms up, all the way up, look up. Hands to heart center. Exhale, come all the way back into chair. Lift, coming into eagle's pose. Lift your right foot up over top. Put your right knee over your left. And either curl your right ankle to your shin or wrap it all the way around your left shin. Sit all the way back into your left leg like you're sitting in a chair. Inhale your arms to the side. Exhale, right elbow underneath left. And either bring your hands around so your hands are holding on to one another, or bring the back of your palms. If that's too much, just bring your hands to either one of your shoulders. Finding your eagle, pressing your legs together, squeezing. Raise your elbows up to shoulders height. Bring your hands away from your face. So a little deeper. Find your gaze just a couple feet in front of you. Go a little deeper. Squeeze. Keep your chest lifted. Exhale, release your hands, press your foot back down. Inhale, your arms up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back down. This time, lift your left leg over top of your right. Find your eagle legs. Press down, hips are centering to the front of your mat. Inhale your arms out to the side. Exhale, left arm underneath right. Spin your elbows together. We'll hold on to opposite shoulders. Sit a little lower. Raise your elbows up to shoulder height. Float your thumbs away from your face. Squeeze a little bit more. Sit a little bit deeper. Find something that's not moving. Focus on that. One more deep breath in. Exhale, foot down, arms up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet nice and wide. Option to bring your hands all the way behind your knees, holding onto opposite elbows, folding forward even more. Raising your hips a little higher. Releasing your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, folding deep. Inhale, reverse swan, all the way up. Turning to the side of your mat, take a big step back with your left foot or your right, whichever one allows you to face the camera, or that would be your screen. Making sure your feet are on the same line, so your toes and your heels are nice and lined up. Then I want you to step your heels in so that your toes go out. Okay, bend your knees, coming into goddess pose. If you have to walk your feet in, go ahead and do so just a little bit. Take a peek down, either keep your hands to heart center, bring them right down to your hips. Making sure that your knees are tracking forward with your toes. Sitting nice and deep. Almost like you're sitting back in a chair, but you're feeling the strength of your legs. A little bit more. Press down, straighten your legs. Exhale, come back. Go a little deeper. Hold a little more. Breathe deep. Chest is lifted, crown reaching. Press down, reach up. Straighten your legs. Exhale, press back down. Now that you're down, I want you to lift your right heel up. Stay nice and low in your stance. Lift your right heel. Release it to the mat. Inhale, lift your left. Hold your left up. Release down, lift both. Lift both your heels. Go a little lower. Lift a little higher with your heels. For 4. You got it. Little lower. 3. For 2, press down, lift up, reach your arms up over top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your feet so they're parallel. Maybe go back to a little bit wider. Hands to your hips, spin your elbows back. Inhale for length, exhale, hinge forward. Micro bend your knees, releasing your hands. Maybe walking a little deeper, walking your hands between your feet. Lifting your sitting bones, releasing your crown to the ground. Okay, take a couple letting go breaths through your mouth. Calming your breath. And if you're a hyperextender, your knees kind of go backwards when they're straight. Get in the habit of placing a small micro bend. So sometimes when we're excessively flexible, that actually becomes a problem. So for people who can splay right out in a lot of these poses, you sometimes are the people that lack the joint strength and integrity, or shall I say the strength of the muscles that surround the joint. So you just have to find who you are and just kind of check in. And if you feel like that's you, then sometimes you want to lift a little bit out of the pose and work on contracting the muscles around the joint. That will be more supportive for you in the long run. And for the majority of us who find that it's tight muscles that prevent us from expanding more, then we just have to play with that. Use our breath. Stay in poses for a little longer and just practice it. Use your breath to be able to create more opening. Walk your hands underneath your face. Come up onto tented fingers, looking forward. Exhale to fold, walking both your hands all the way over to your right foot. So holding on to the outside of your right foot or the inside or your shin, or just tenting your fingers on the mat. Exhale, side bending into your right leg. Still staying on the inside portion of your foot, not too far into your heels, not too far into your toes. Bending, let your elbows bend to the side. Reaching your crown towards your right leg. Releasing, walking your hands back to center. Inhale, halfway lift, find your integrity. Exhale to fold, walk your hands all the way over to the left. And if you're like me, they're not the same on both sides. Remember, if you're a hyperextender, put a little bend in your legs. Inhale for length, exhale, bend your elbows, fold in deeper. Crown reaching towards your foot, sitting bones lifting towards the ceiling. Releasing, coming all the way back to center. Looking forward, walking your feet in just a little bit, placing your hands on your hips, inhaling and rising all the way up. Walking your feet in till they're a little further than hip distance apart. Keeping your hands on your hips, pressing your toes out a bit and coming down into a squat, nice and slow. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just gonna fix the camera so you can see me a bit more. Coming down into a squat, making sure Your knees are tracking in alignment with your toes. Your heels may or may not be on the ground. Your heels might be up, and that's totally okay. So your option is to put a blanket underneath your heels, stay on your toes, or even just come back all the way to sit on a block. Whatever you do, I want you to find the space between your elbows and the inside of your knees. So I want you to bring those together, press firmly down into your hands, press into your knees, raise your crown towards the ceiling. So it's this resistance and expansion all at the same time. Press down into your right hand, right elbow in contact with your right knee, spin your left arm up and over top of your head. Look up. Using the resistance of your right elbow against your right knee, opening your chest to the left. Fingers spread apart, reaching up, no tension in your jaw. Exhale, hand down. Press down firmly into your left hand. Inhale, your right arm up, over top of your head. Reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down and sit back onto your bum and bring your knees forward. I'm just gonna spin sideways so you can see me. I want you to slowly, one vertebrae at a time, feet in contact with the mat, chest forward. I want you to roll back one vertebrae at a time, as slow as you can go. For 20, just kidding. All the way down, slow as you can go. Once you get all the way down, I want you to invite one knee in, then the other. Squeeze your knees in, rocking from side to side. Option to come into happy baby. Reach between your knees, hold on to the outside edges of both your feet. I want you to bend your knees to 90 degrees. Take your knees nice and wide all the way into your armpits. Press your feet into your hands into your feet, drawing your knees wide down into the mat. Keep your tailbone lengthening towards the front of your mat. No tension in your shoulders, no tension in your jaw. Start to rock from side to side if that's what feels comfortable. Start to just sink into the enjoyment of feeling how calm your body is. Notice the difference from the very beginning of your yoga practice to now. Rocking a little more from side to side, and then releasing your feet, coming all the way down, setting up for a rolling bridge, which means press down just like we did in the beginning of practice. Make sure your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. Your feet are drawing in towards your tailbone. Press down into your feet, lift your hips, and as you start to raise your hips, inhale your arms up over top of your head. Reach up with your pelvis, press firmly into your feet, arms stretching overhead. Exhale, come all the way down, one vertebrae at a time, bring your arms all the way down. As soon as you get down, inhale, exhale, press down, lift up. All the way up, take your time. As soon as your thumbs hit the ground, exhale, roll all the way down. One more, press down, lift up. Exhale, all the way down. Bring both of your knees into your chest. Reach in, curl your chin up, forehead to chest. Lengthen your tailbone, reach a little more, squeeze in. Exhale all the way down. Bring your feet down. Bring your right ankle on top of your left into a figure four. Option to either stay here with your right foot flexed and gently opening up your right knee, or bring both your hands on the back of your left thigh. Gently draw your left thigh into your chest and use your right elbow to gently open your right knee. Flex both your feet. Entire upper body is settled into the mat. No pressure in your face. No lifting of your shoulders. Draw a little closer. Release your left foot to the mat. And I want you to just allow your whole body to fall to the left-hand side until your right sole of your right foot is sitting all the way down on the ground. And then just gently open up your right knee to the ceiling. Now this might be too much of a stretch for you, and if so, then you can stack your knees one on top of each other on the left-hand side. If you're able to be in this position, then I want you to gently draw your right shoulder to sit back on the mat. Your right knee is lifting to the sky, and you're feeling the stretch all the way down deep into your right hip flexor, and your right hip rotators. Breathing deep. Releasing your foot, rock your leg back up to center, unwind the stretch, and swap positions, putting your left heel, ankle on top of your right thigh, and either gently opening up with your hand or reaching through the back of your right thigh. Bringing your right knee towards your chest, gently opening up your left knee. Flex both your feet. Close your eyes. See if you can encourage your breath to go into the places that feel tight. Oftentimes what we want to do is run away from what's uncomfortable. See if you can just lovingly encourage it open. Draw your right knee a little closer. Feel your belly rise and fall with your breath. Release your right foot back to the mat, and then let your entire body roll over to the right-hand side. The sole of your left foot makes contact with the earth, right shoulder reaching towards the ground, and just gently open up your left knee towards the sky. When you're ready, roll your legs back to center. Release your left foot, and then draw both knees in nice and wide, holding onto the front of your shins and just rocking from side to side. This is your opportunity to take your last 45 seconds or so to just take whatever shape feels most comfortable in your body right now. And if you're the person who has a tendency to just skip the last couple of minutes of your yoga practice, because we're not all in the same room, I'm saying that from my own experience, see if you can just stay. See if you can soak in the last little bit of the practice, the part where your whole nervous system gets to bring it all together. Let your body integrate it. And when you're ready, releasing your feet into Shavasana, making sure nothing is touching you. Take your feet nice and wide. Option to put a bolster underneath the back of your legs or even a block on either side. Release your feet to either side. Gently tuck your shoulder blade. Bring your chin in alignment. Unwind your arms. Open them up. Palms to the ceiling. Just release your breath. your eyes closed, bring your gaze to your third eye. Soften your eyelids. I'm going to read a poem called Let It Go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go, and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. Option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as your heart desires. Or start to move your wrists, your fingers, move your toes. Bend one knee, then the other. Bringing your knees into your chest and rolling onto your right hand side with your chest. Your knees pulled nice and tight to your chest. Release your arm underneath your head. Taking a deep breath in. And when you're ready, pressing into your left palm, keeping your eyes closed, come to sit in a cross-legged seated position. Rest your palms in your lap. Find your sitting bones. Broaden your chest. Lift your crown a little higher to the sky. And settle. When you're ready, bring your arms on either side of your waist. Inhale your palms up over top of your head, gathering all the energy between your hands. Lift your gaze any amount, bringing your palms together all the way through your heart, bringing it in all the way past your chest, palms together, bowing deeply, thanking yourself for showing up for yourself. And from my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for showing up fully for your practice this morning. Thank you, Patty. Have a great day yourself. Oh, you're so welcome, Annalisa. That was lovely. It's amazing how you can not be in the same room and you can still very much feel the energy and the love from each other. Keeps my heart open. You're welcome, Karen. So much gratitude. I love you too. Mike, have a beautiful day. Laura, love you. You're welcome, Jenny. Christine, that was great. I'm so glad you could join me today. And if you're doing this yoga practice in your own time, your collective energy is felt. Create yourself an amazing day, everyone. I have a practice on Sunday if you'd like to join. You're welcome, Anya. Mwah. Big love to everybody. Take care.